Master your emotion. Have you ever been so consumed by negative emotions you thought they'd never go away? The solution to dealing with negative emotions is to understand how your emotions work and apply specific techniques to ensure you manage them as effectively as possible.
Master your emotions is the how-to manual your parents should have given you at birth. You'll learn a step-by-step process to deal with negative emotions so you can live a happier, more fulfilling life. With pragmatic exercises and personal examples, you'll explore techniques that counteract draining spirals of negativity and provide immediate relief.
Chapter 1. Understanding how you feel is the first step to mastering your emotions. Everybody experiences highs and lows at different times in their lives. The first step toward taking control of your emotions is knowing how you feel. You may have spent so much time internalizing, you've lost touch with your emotions. Feelings manifest as physical sensations in your body, not as an idea in your mind. Perhaps the reason the word feel is so often overused or misused is because you don't want to talk about your emotions. This summary helps you to determine how you feel and why it is important to talk about emotions. How you feel determines the quality of your life. Your emotions can make your life miserable or truly magical. That's why they are among the most important things to focus on. Your emotions can also act as a powerful guide. They can tell you something is wrong and allow you to make changes in your life. As such, they may be among the most powerful personal growth tools you have. The mind in its own place and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. John Milton, poet. This summary is the how-to manual your parents should have given you at birth. In it, Thibaut Meurisse shares everything you need to know about emotions, so you can overcome your fears and limitations and become the type of person you really want to be. You'll learn how emotions are formed and how you can use them for your personal growth. You'll also learn how to deal with negative emotions and condition your mind to create more positive emotions. More specifically, this summary will help you understand what emotions are and how they impact your life. Identify negative emotions that control your life and learn to overcome them. Change your story to take better control over your life and create a more compelling future. Reprogram your mind to experience more positive emotions. Chapter 2. Your ego is a selfish entity that affects your emotions. The ego refers to the self-identity an individual has constructed throughout his or her life. How was this identity created? The ego was created through your thoughts, and as a mind-created identity, it has no concrete reality. Your survival mechanism is not the only factor affecting your emotions. Your ego also plays a major role in the way you feel. To gain more control over your emotions, you must understand what your ego is and how it works. Ego is neither good nor bad. It is just a result of a lack of self-awareness. It fades away as you become aware of it. Your ego is a selfish entity, only concerned about its own survival. Your ego thrives on your physical appearance, the way it can use people to strengthen its identity, what it can get from others, your beliefs and your feelings of needing someone. List of things your ego generally derives its identity from: your body, your name, your gender, your nationality, your culture, your family friends, your beliefs, political beliefs, religious, etc. Your personal story. Here are some main characteristics of the ego. 1. The ego tends to equate having with being, which is why the ego likes to identify with objects. 2. The ego lives through comparison. Your ego likes to compare itself with other egos. 3. The ego is never satisfied. Your ego always wants more. More fame, more stuff, more recognition, and so on. 4. The ego's sense of self-worth often depends on the worth you have in the eyes of others. The ego thrives by using people to strengthen their identity. Understanding the way your ego works can help you better control your emotions. To do this, you must first realize your current story is the result of strong identification with people, things, or ideas. This strong identification is the root of many of the negative emotions you experience in your life. For instance, when life doesn't unfold according to your personal story, you get upset. When someone challenges one of your beliefs, you become defensive. In short, most of your emotions are based on your personal story and the way you perceive the world. As you replace your current story with a more empowering one, while, at the same time, letting go of your excessive attachment to things, people, or ideas, you will be able to experience more positive emotions. Did you know? Ego is neither good nor bad. It's just a result of a lack of self-awareness. It fades away as you become aware of it. Ego and awareness cannot coexist. Chapter 3. By understanding the mechanism behind emotions, you'll be able to manage them more effectively as they arise. Emotions come and go. One moment you feel happy, the next you feel sad. While you do have some control over your emotions, you must also recognize their unpredictable nature. If you expect to be happy all the time, you set yourself up for failure. You then risk blaming yourself when you fail to be happy, or even worse, beat yourself up for it. To start taking control of your emotions, you must accept they are transient. No matter how mentally tough you are, you'll still experience sadness, grief, or depression in your life. At times you'll feel disappointed, betrayed, insecure, resentful, or ashamed. You'll doubt yourself and doubt your ability to be the person you want to be. But that's okay, because emotions come and go. Your negative emotions are not bad or useless. You may blame yourself for experiencing negative emotions, or perhaps you see yourself as mentally weak. You may even believe something is wrong with you. However, despite what your inner voice may say, your emotions aren't bad. If you experience the same emotions repeatedly, it means you hold disempowering beliefs to change something in your life. Being depressed doesn't make you less of a person than you were 3 weeks ago when you were happy. Feeling sad now doesn't mean you'll never be able to laugh again. The way you interpret emotions, as well as the blame game you engage in, causes suffering, not the emotions themselves. Negative emotions can be helpful to help you bounce back when you touch rock bottom before you can reach the top. Negative options help us to discover our positive nature, our strength. You must learn to let your emotions pass without feeling the need to strongly identify with them. For instance, allow yourself to feel sad. It will pass. A negative emotion is like an evil spell. When you are experiencing it, it is difficult to break free, and it causes a release of other negative emotions. Do not give too much credit to your emotions. Emotions come and go. Your emotional state can affect your outlook in life. An emotion usually represents an amplified, energized thought pattern, and because of its overpowering and energetic charges, it is not easy initially to stay present enough to be able to watch it. It wants to take you over, and it usually succeeds, except you are strong enough to overpower it. You may know that dwelling on the same thoughts is pointless, but negative emotions are so strong that you can't help but go along with the flow. The more these emotions fit your personal story, the stronger the pull becomes. Did you know? Your emotions are not here to make your life harder, but to tell you something. Without them, you wouldn't grow. Chapter 4. Your body, thoughts, and environment impact your emotions. Emotions are complex, and a lot of factors influence and drive how you feel. Factors such as sleep, your body, your words, music, and your environment all influence your emotions. Your voice, the food you eat, or how much you sleep also play a role in determining the quality of your emotions and therefore the quality of your life. How sleep impacts your emotions. The quality of your sleep and how much of it you get affects your emotional state. Sleep deprivation can impact mood in many different ways. Sleep deprivation increases anxiety, depression, and mortality risk. A 2016 study conducted by researchers at a non-profit organizations RAND Europe estimated that people sleeping less than 6 hours a night had a 13% increased mortality risk than people sleeping between 7 and 9 hours. Sleep deprivation reduces an individual's ability to enjoy positive experiences. You can improve the quality of your sleep by making sure that your bedroom is pitch black, avoiding using electronic devices, relaxing your mind, having an evening ritual. How your body impacts your emotions. By changing your body posture and body language, you can alter how you feel. Changing the way you feel by changing your posture is what some people call fake it until you make it. For instance, you can put a smile on your face to make you feel happier. You can negatively affect your mood and even create depression by changing your body posture. Depression can be created by sitting slouched in a chair, shoulders hunched, and head hanging down. Exercise is one of the ways we can help our body to fight negative emotions, such as depression. You don't have to run 10 miles a day to reap the benefits of exercise. Simply walking for 30 minutes, 5 days a week can work wonders. According to research published in PLOS Medicine, 2.5 hours of moderate exercise a week could add 3.25 years to your lifespan. Another study of 5,000 people in Denmark showed that individuals who exercise regularly lived 5 to 7 years longer than sedentary counterparts. Failing to exercise when you feel bad is like explicitly not taking an aspirin when your head hurts. By Michael Otto. How your thoughts impact your emotions. Your thoughts define who you are and create your reality. You are what you think about all day long. That's why you should channel your thoughts towards what you want, not what you don't want. The key to success is to focus our conscious mind on things we desire, not things we fear. Brian Tracy. Did you know? Professor of Psychology, Michael Otto, says you usually derive a mood enhancement effect within 5 minutes of partaking in moderate exercise. And exercising regularly improves your long-term mental health and can be as effective as antidepressants. Chapter 5. You can use your words and thoughts to boost your emotions. Your words have more impact on your thoughts and behaviors than you might realize. Because your thoughts, words, and behaviors are all interconnected, they influence each other. Using specific words can make you feel less confident. This also means you can boost your confidence by using certain words such as I will. For instance, saying I will change my career or I will complete this project by the end of this month will make you feel more confident than saying I hope I can change my career or I try to complete this project by the end of this month. To enhance your confidence, replace words that show self-doubt with words that display confidence. For instance, use will instead of would, could, should, might. Use absolutely, definitely, of course, sure, certainly, obviously, without any doubt instead of try, maybe, perhaps, and so on. You become what you think about all day long. Ralph Waldo Emerson. How to use positive affirmations. Use the present tense and not the future tense. I am not, I will. Avoid negative forms, like I am not shy. Instead, use I am confident. Repeat the sentence again and again for 5 minutes. Do it every single day without exception for a month, and preferably longer. Some examples of powerful affirmations. I love being confident. I am independent of the good or bad opinions of others. I am beneath no one, and no one is beneath me. I love you. Add your name and say it while looking into your eyes in the mirror. Breathing happens naturally. However, many people don't know how to breathe properly. As a result, they don't generate as much energy as they could. Proper breathing benefits you in different ways. Slowing your breathing helps reduce anxiety. Rapid breathing, such as the breath of fire, allows you to release stress, be more alert, and have more energy alongside with other benefits. The way you interpret emotions, as well as the blame game you engage in, creates suffering, not the emotions themselves. Thibaut, Meurisse. Your environment also influences the way you feel. Environment means everything around you. This means that the people you hang out with, TV shows you watch, or the place you live can influence how you feel. Decluttering your environment and cleaning generally can make your feelings soar. Music motivates individuals and boosts their emotions. You can determine the kinds of music that inspires you and listen to them often. Music can motivate you when you're in a slump, help you persevere when you're at the gym, help you access feelings of gratitude, and put you in a positive mood. Did you know? If you wear glasses while using your smartphone a few hours before bed, you will sleep better. Chapter 6. What generates emotions is the way you choose to interpret the event or thought. There are two types of negative emotions. The first type are the negative emotions you experience spontaneously. These are the emotions that keep you alive, such as the fear our ancestors felt when they encountered a saber-toothed tiger. The second type of negative emotions are the ones you create in your mind by identifying with your thoughts. These emotions aren't necessarily triggered by external events, although they may be. These emotions tend to last longer than the first type. The sight of a slaughterhouse may trigger a negative emotion in you, whereas it may be positive for the business owner and natural for the machine operator. It all depends on how you are conditioned. Om Swami, a million thoughts. Here is a formula to explain how emotions form. Interpretation, identification, repetition, strong emotion. Interpretation is when you interpret an event or a thought based on your personal story. Identification is when you identify with a specific thought as it arises. Repetition is having the same thoughts over and over. Strong emotion is when you experience an emotion so many times it has become part of your identity. You then experience that emotion whenever a related thought or event triggers it. Altogether, interpretation, identification, and repetition give room for emotions to grow. Conversely, whenever you remove one of these elements from the equation, these emotions start losing their power over you. Interpretation. Negative emotions always result from your interpretation of events. That's why two different people might react to the same event in different ways. One might be devastated, while the other might be unaffected. Events cannot trigger negative emotions without your consent. Identification. For an emotion to survive long-term, there must be a process of identification. Emotions cannot persist unless you give them your attention. The more you focus on your emotions and identify with them, the more powerful they become. Repetition. We've seen that the way you interpret an event or a thought determines how you feel. We also know that, as you identify with your thoughts or feelings, they become emotions. Now, if you keep repeating that process, you'll condition your mind to experience these specific emotions, positive or negative. Did you know? An emotion given no attention will eventually fade away. Chapter 7. What you can do to start letting go of emotions that aren't helping you achieve the life you want. Emotions are energy in motion, but what happens when you prevent the energy from moving? It accumulates. When you repress your emotions, you interrupt the natural flow of energy. Sadly, nobody taught you how to deal with your emotions, or even that both positive and negative emotions are a natural phenomenon. Instead, they told you that your negative emotions should be repressed because they are bad. As a result, you may have been repressing your emotions for years. By doing so, you let them sink deeper into your subconscious, allowing them to become part of your identity. They have often become patterns you may be unaware of. Emotions are just emotions. They are not you, they are not facts, and you can let them go. Hail Dworking. If you're like most people, you spend the majority of your time living in your head. As a result, you're largely out of touch with your emotions. Below are a few simple steps you can take to start letting go of your emotions. Observe your emotions with detachment. Whenever you experience a negative emotion, simply observe it with as much detachment as you can. That means getting in touch with your body. Realize that each thought or image crossing your mind isn't the emotion itself. It's only your interpretation of it. Practice feeling how it feels. Try to locate the emotion. Think of the way you would describe the emotion to someone else. Label your emotion. Remember, emotions are merely temporary experiences, or, if you prefer, clothes you wear for a while. They aren't you. When you experience an emotion, you say things like, "I am angry," "I am sad," or "I am depressed." Notice how you instantly identify with your emotions. However, this is factually incorrect. The emotions you experience have nothing to do with who you really are. If you were your depression, you'd be depressed all day long, every single second of your existence. Let go of your emotions. Too often, you over-identify with your emotions and cling to them for the following reasons. 1. They're part of the story you're telling yourself. Sometimes, you can't stop clinging to a story, even a disempowering one. 2. You believe the emotions are you and feel a strong need to identify with them. You may fall into the trap of believing you are your emotions. As a result, you identify heavily with them, which creates suffering. A 5-step process to let go of emotions. In his book, The Sedona Method, Hale Dwoskin, the first step in each case is to become aware of your emotions as they arise. He then introduces a 5-step process to let go of your emotions. Step 1. Focus on a certain emotion you would like to work on so you can feel better. Step 2. Ask yourself one of the following questions. Could I let this feeling go? Could I allow this feeling to be here? Could I welcome this feeling? Step 3. Then ask yourself, would I? 1. Would I let this feeling go? 2. Would I allow this feeling to be here? 3. Would I welcome this feeling? Step 4. Ask yourself when. Your answer will be now. You let go of that emotion immediately. Step 5. Repeat this process as many times as necessary for that particular feeling to disappear. Chapter 8. Conclusion. You'll keep experiencing negative emotions throughout your life, but remind yourself that your emotions are not you and will learn to accept them as they are before letting them go. You're not sad, depressed, jealous, or angry. You are what witnesses these emotions. You are what remains after these temporary feelings fade away. Your emotions are here to guide you. Learn as much as you can from them and then let them go. Don't cling to them as if your existence depends on them. Don't identify with them as though they define you. Instead, use your emotions to grow and remember, you are beyond emotions. Try this, a 5-step process to let go of your emotions. Step II. Focus on a certain emotion you would like to work on so you can feel better. This doesn't need to be a big emotion. It could be something as simple as not feeling like working on a specific task or being mildly annoyed about something. Step 2. Ask yourself one of the following questions. Could I let this feeling go? Could I allow this feeling to be here? Could I welcome this feeling? Step 3. Then ask yourself, would I? Would I let this feeling go? Would I allow this feeling to be here? Depending on which way you want to go, release, allow, or welcome. Answer the corresponding question. 3. Would I welcome this feeling? Answer yes or no to each question while being honest with yourself. Do you feel like you can let go, welcome the emotion? Even a no will help you let go of it. Step 4. Ask yourself when. Your answer will be now. You let go of that emotion immediately. Step 5. Repeat this process as many times as necessary for that particular feeling to disappear.